Namaste dear students. In the last few classes we were discussing about moments, skewness and kurtosis, right now. So moments we saw two types of moments, raw moments and central moments. So moment about any arbitrary point is called raw moment. Central moment means moments about the arithmetic mean x bar. Next we saw mu1 dash means raw moment about origin is always mu1 dash is always x bar, isn't it? For any frequency distribution, first raw moment about origin is arithmetic mean. Next central, coming to the central moment, mu1, mu2 dash won't be there, that is central moments. First central moment is always, for any distribution, first central moment is 0. Then second one, mu2 is a measure of variance, mu3 is a measure of skewness and mu4 is a measure of kurtosis, isn't it? That also we saw. Next, next we saw Karl Pearson's beta and gamma coefficients. After that we saw skewness. First one skewness, moments we saw, next skewness. Skewness means a lack of symmetry. In any frequency distribution, if mean, median and mode are not equal and they will have some asymmetry, means that asymmetry is called skewness. So skewness means a lack of symmetry. Then for two types actually, positively skewed distribution and negatively skewed distribution. For a positively skewed distribution, mean greater than median greater than mode, and for a negatively skewed distribution, mean less than median less than mode, isn't it? Next we saw the measures of skewness. Three measures, actually they are relative measures, remember. So it comes coefficient of skewness. Three measures are there and these three measures are independent of units, and for comparison purpose we are using these measures. First one is Karl Pearson's coefficient of skewness. What is the formula? Mean minus mode divided by standard deviation. Mean minus mode divided by standard deviation. So if it is SK, because skewness Karl Pearson. So Karl Pearson skewness is SK greater than 0 means distribution is positively skewed, SK less than 0 means distribution is negatively skewed, and SK equal to 0 means distribution is symmetric, means there is no skewness. So that distribution is symmetrical distribution. We will get a normal shaped or bell shaped curve, isn't it? So that much we saw. Second measure is Bowley's coefficient of skewness. So this measure is also called as coefficient of skewness based on moments, not moments, quartiles, isn't it? Because here Q1, Q2, Q3 comes. What is the formula? Q3 plus Q1 minus 2 Q2 divided by Q3 minus Q1, isn't it? Next, third one we saw coefficient of skewness based on moments, that is beta 1 equal to mu3 square divided by mu2 cube, and gamma 1 equal to square root of beta 1. That much we saw, and we were discussing about the first one, Karl Pearson's coefficient of skewness, isn't it? So mean minus mode divided by standard deviation. In such a case, if mode is ill defined, what I have to do? If mode is ill defined means we have to go for the next one, empirical relation, that is 3 into mean minus median divided by standard deviation. For some distribution mode may be ill defined, at that time we have to go to the second, that is empirical relation. Can we do some more problems? We discussed one problem, that is a discrete frequency. In discrete frequency, x values and f values comes. So can we do that? I think that is clear to you. So yes, conclusion same, s greater than 0, positively skewed, less than 0, negatively skewed, equal to 0 means the distribution is symmetrical. So can we go to continuous frequency problems? See second problem. So we will do second problem. Yesterday we did one problem based on discrete frequency distribution. Today we will discuss about continuous. So compute Karl Pearson's coefficient of skewness, coefficient of skewness, coefficient of skewness for the following data, for the following data. Remember one thing, see in some problems directly class interval and frequency may be given. In some problems upper limit and less than cumulative frequency may be given. At that time you have to convert it into class interval and frequency. Next we have to do one more thing, in sometimes inclusive classes may be given. So better convert it into exclusive then do. So here it is marks number of students, marks number of students, marks number of students, marks actually greater than 0. Next greater than 10, greater than 20, greater than 30, greater than 40, greater than 50, greater than 60. Next greater than 70, greater than 80, greater than 70, greater than 80. Here it is 150, 140, next 100, 80, again 80, next 70, 30, 14, 70, 30, 14, 0. So what given here? See, read the question carefully. Here marks given and number of students given, but it is not direct class interval and frequency. Greater than 0, greater than 10, greater than 20, greater than 30 means what? They are the lower limits. Greater than 0, 0 and greater than 0 means what? 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30 means lower limits are given here. These are the lower limits and these are more than cumulative frequency. Remember one thing, if lower limits given means more than cumulative frequency will be there, and if upper limits given means less than cumulative frequency will be there. So first what we have to do, first we have to convert these one as a class interval and frequencies. Next we have to compute Karl Pearson. So Karl Pearson means mean minus mode divided by standard deviation. Remember one thing, while seeing the distribution we will see if two modes are there means we have to go for which one? We have to go to empirical relation. In that 3 into mean minus median divided by standard deviation. Clear na? Yes. First convert it into class interval and frequencies. Marks number of students. See, for the time being I am writing it as a frequency itself. So marks greater than 0, 0 to 10. See, just see the problem throughout so that we can conclude that the width is 10. So greater than 0, 0 to 10. This is 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 50 to 60, 60 to 70, 70 to 80. Greater than 80 means 80 to 90. Clear na? Next, these are not frequencies. Remember, these are more than cumulative frequencies. First what we have to do? We have to convert this as a frequencies. First frequency is 150 minus 140. Only one I am writing like this, that is 10. So similarly we have to do like this, 140 minus 100, that is 40, 100 minus 80 is 20, 80 minus 80 is 0, 80 minus 70 is 10, 70 minus 30 is 40, 30 minus 14 is 16, 14 minus 0 is 14. Last frequency will be same as 0. So remember, if upper limit and less than cumulative frequency given means first frequency will be same, and here it is just ulta of that or just opposite of that. Here last frequency is same as this one. Next what we have to do? Our formula is remember mean minus mode divided by standard deviation. So for finding mode, see mode is that class which has highest frequency. So here frequency here it is 10. rubbing this one. You know now how we calculated. So it is a 10 na. So here 40 is there, here also 40 is there, means what we will get the two modes here. So at that time what I have to do? I have to go to the second formula, that is in the case of mode we have to convert it into empirical relation, that is 3 into mean minus median divided by standard deviation. So we have to compute the median. So standard deviation is there, mean is there, median is there. That much we have to find. For finding median, first I am writing LCF. LCF for 10. 10 plus 40, 50. 50 plus 20, 70. 70 plus 0, 70. 70 plus 10, 80. 80 plus 40, 120. 120 plus 136. 136 plus 14, 140. 140 plus 0, 140. Correct now? LCF 136 plus 14, okay, it is 150, not 140. Here it is 150. Clear na? Next here I will use the first method. Which one? Not first, last method. To compute standard deviation I will use a step deviation method, because the problem the numbers will be smaller if I use a step deviation method. So for that first I have to find mid x. Mid x is 0 plus 10 divided by 2, 10 plus 20 divided by 2, 20 plus 30 divided by 2, this one 35, 45, 55, 65, 75, 85. Clear na? Mid x. Once this one over means u dash. U dash equal to x minus a divided by c. U dash is x minus a divided by c. So u dash equal to x minus a divided by c. Among these a I am taking as assumed mean. Assumed mean yaudu sa tagolbodu. Middle most I am taking. If this one means assumed mean this one I took 35 there, okay, because into ella madbaga ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ easy ಆಗಬೇಕು. So anything you can take this one or the first one also you can take, no problem, so that all this one will be positive. So I am taking, for the time being I am taking 35 as a assumed mean. So assumed mean is this one, x minus a, 5 minus 35 minus 30 divided by c. C means width of class interval. See, step deviation method can be used only when the class intervals are of equal width. If unequal width means we have to go for some other method. So it is minus 3. 5 minus 35 minus 30 divided by 10 minus 3. It will be minus 2. Here minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Correct na? Next d dash square is required. D dash square 9, 4, 1, 0, 1, 4, 9, 16, 5 5s are 25. Next what we have to do? F into d dash. One column. Last column is f into d dash square. So it is f into d dash square, last column. It is not f d dash the whole square. So f into d dash. F is this one, d dash is I took here u dash na, so okay, d dash, okay, it is d dash. So f into d dash means 10 into minus 3, that is minus 30. Minus 30. So I will write like that only. Next minus 80, minus 20, next 0, 10, 80, 80, next 48, 56, 56. Last one f into anything, f into d dash is 0, because last frequency is 0 here. F into d dash square, it is not f d dash the whole square, remember it is f into d dash square. F into d dash square, okay, 90, next here 160, next 20, next 0, next 10, next 160, 144, 224, last 0. Correct na? Next, we have to compute this total is required, this total is required, sigma f, this total is required to compute our x bar and sigma. First we will compute x bar. X bar equal to a plus c into sigma f d dash divided by capital N. See, divided by capital N only for this one. A is a separate term, remember, A is separate, A means assumed mean, that is 35, plus C means width is 10, into sigma f d dash is 64, divided by capital N. Capital N total is 150. Answer I will write, answer is 39.27. 39.27. Next, we have to find sigma. Sigma equal to square root of sigma f d dash square divided by n minus sigma f d dash divided by n the whole square. Into C is there because in step deviation method we are considering C also, width, class width also. Square root of, again you can do f d dash square means this total, divided by n means frequency total, minus sigma f d dash, this total divided by capital N the whole square, into C. C means width of the class interval, width of the class interval is 10 here. See, I will write the answer only 22.8210. See, I am not doing this because of only less space is there and I think you can do it. Okay, use a calculator for doing this. Next, we have to take a square root of this. After that, into C is there. So, after taking the square root, you will get one answer. So, after that only you have to multiply into C. Okay. So, answer is this one. After that, what we have to find? We didn't find mode here only because this is a bimodal distribution or two modes are there. So, we have to go to median. Median, for finding median, what and all required? Capital N. Capital N is 150 and N by 2. N by 2 is 75. LCF just greater than or equal to 75 is how much? 75 ginta just greater iruva cumulative frequency, which one? 80. 80 is corresponding class, 40 to 50 is 80. So, 40 to 50 is our median class. Next, apply the formula. Hope you know what is the formula. Q2 equal to L plus N by 2 minus CF into C divided by F. Correct na? So, I will write the answer only. The answer is 45. Hope it is no. L means lower limit of median class, F means frequency of median class, CF means frequency just above the median class, cumulative frequency, C means width of a median class. After substituting, I will get the answer as 45. Next, apply the formula of Karl-Pearson's correlation, not correlation, skewness. See, I will do here. Karl-Pearson's coefficient of skewness is 3 into mean minus median divided by standard deviation. So, we found mean first, next we found standard deviation, after that we found median. Now, apply the formula, just substitute the values. Answer is minus 0.75, minus 0.75. So, is the problem over? Yes, problem over, and we got the answer also, but we didn't write the conclusion. Remember, you have to write the conclusion. Since, what is the conclusion here? Yes, since S less than 0, it is negative, so it is less than 0. If it is less than 0 means distribution is negatively skewed. Okay. Since S less than 0, distribution is negatively skewed. Distribution is negatively skewed. You have to remember this one. Okay. Distribution is negatively skewed. Okay, this much clear na? Hope this much is clear to you. So here mode is ill defined, so we went for the next formula, that is this one. So if directly given means you can do indirect method. Any method is okay to find mean, standard deviation and median. Median there is no shortcut method. For finding mean and standard deviation you can adopt any formula, no problem. Okay, next can we go to next problem? Hope this one is clear to you. Next we will go to another problem. So here suppose directly everything given, just compare the skewness. In such case how to do? So if you know how to find mean, how to find median, how to find standard deviation, you can do such problems, isn't it? And clearly you will get 10 marks if you do this one. So consider third problem. Consider the following data of two distributions. Here it is distribution A, distribution B. Distribution A, here distribution B. Distribution A, distribution B. Here mean, median, standard deviation. Mean given, next median, standard deviation. Mean is 100, next 90, next it is 10 for first distribution. Second distribution 90, 80, here it is 10. Okay. Then find out, answer question is find out whether both the distributions have same degree of skewness. Same degree of skewness. Same degree of skewness. So first listen here. Consider the following data of two distributions. Two distributions given. Distribution A and distribution B. What and all given there? Distribution A is a mean, median, standard deviation. Similarly, distributions B is same given here. We have to find whether both the distributions have same degree of skewness. So what and all given? Mean, median and standard deviation. So we will apply the second formula to compute skewness, isn't it? Karl Pearson's coefficient of skewness is mean minus median, 3 into mean minus median divided by standard deviation. So we will do it for the first one. So first distribution A. Distribution A. What and all given? Mean x bar is 100, next median is 90 and standard deviation is 10. So Karl Pearson's coefficient of skewness is 3 into mean minus median divided by standard deviation. Clear na? It is 3 into mean minus median divided by standard deviation. So 100 minus 90 is 10. 10 divided by 10 is 1. 1 into 3 is 3 itself. Clear na? Yes. 3 into mean minus median divided by standard deviation. It is 3 into 100 minus 90 divided by 10. That is 3. So can we do the same for, we have to do the same for distribution B. So distribution B also, x bar given it is 90, median given as 80, standard deviation is 10. Correct na? What we have to do? We have to compute again Karl Pearson's coefficient of skewness. So Karl Pearson's coefficient of skewness is 3 into mean minus median divided by standard deviation. It is 3 into mean minus median divided by standard deviation. 90 minus 80 is 10 again. 10 divided by 10 1. 1 into 3 is 3. So, here also we got Karl Pearson's coefficient of skewness as 3. In the second case also I got Karl Pearson's coefficient of skewness as 3, isn't it? So, we can conclude that both distributions have same degree of skewness. So, our conclusion you have to write, therefore, Sk of distribution A equal to Sk of distribution B. Therefore, both distributions have same degree of skewness. Both the distributions have same degree of skewness. Clear na? So, here everything directly given, just apply the formula and tell which distribution is more skewed. So, here both we got the same answer, and therefore, both distributions have same degree of skewness. Okay, clear na? So, in the next class we will do some more problems. Thank you.